Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so today we are going to make saltfish. Is it like a saltfish vegetable? Basically I bought some saltfish. I actually got it from Sainsbury's. You can get it in a dry aisle. This is usually where you get your world food. So this is saltfish, so I've soaked it up for some time, and then what I'm gonna do is I will boil it. So if you are using it for like a big family, use more than one packet because the packet do come up small. So I'm gonna boil the saltfish, and when you do boil the saltfish, you will see that there's this kind of foam that happens. So you really have to not have the heat on too high, control it so that it doesn't go overboard. Okay, I believe the reason why you get this kind of foaminess is because all the salt is coming out. So you want it to be foamy. You really want to get as much salt out of the saltfish as possible. I know it's called saltfish and you do buy because of the texture of the salt, but you really want to get as much salt out of the fish to make this vegetable dish. Okay, so I've literally boiled it for about 10 minutes. I would say about 5 to 10 minutes. Just boil it. I've taken the cover off because I don't really want it to go overboard. So I'm going to show you guys the vegetables that I'm going to be using for this recipe. So I've got the saltfish on the side, so I've drained it. It's right there. So I've got the bell peppers, I've got the green, the yellow and the red. I've got my red onion, grated carrots, I've got ginger, garlic, thyme, and these are the vegetables that I will need. And also I've got cabbage. Okay, this is basically what I'm going to be using for the recipe. As you guys can see here, this is the thyme and then the garlic as well, and the vegetables. So the next step is, now I've got my wok and we're going to put some olive oil onto the wok and we're going to get ready for cooking. And this is the saltfish after I've drained it, cleaned it. This is what I'm going to be adding to the dish, and this is the cabbage, just your standard cabbage for this dish, and any other seasonings that you want to be using, but I'll share with you guys the one that I am using. So if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, and drop me a comment. Let me know if you do eat saltfish and how do you make your own saltfish. So now I've got the olive oil and I'm just going to add my onions now, and yeah, we're just going to fry everything else. One thing about this recipe that I absolutely love is that it is so easy to make and it's so quick. Once you've literally cleaned your fish and you've boiled the saltfish, the meal takes no more than half an hour to make. And this is why I love it so much. Is healthy, delicious, and it takes no more than half an hour because all these vegetables cook very quickly. So right now this is all it in the wok. I haven't added the carrots yet because I did grate the carrots. They literally take no more than 5 minutes to cook, and I don't want them to be too soft. I still want my carrots to have a bit of a crunch. So all I'm doing now is I'm just mixing everything and making sure that everything is well blended together and is well mixed together, and then they're just kind of cooking with the wok and all the flavors are infusing together. So that's all I'm doing here. So this process takes about 2 to 5 minutes. You just want to constantly kind of stir, back and forth, and just making sure that you're not burning the wok. This is a non-stick wok, but you just want to make sure that nothing is burning and everything is mixing well together. So like I said, guys, let me know if you make saltfish, if you do cook saltfish, and how do you do your recipe? Do you do anything different to what I would do, or do you use completely different ingredients? So I'm going to now add the cabbage to the wok. The bell peppers, the onions, they're all quite soft. One thing about this recipe, you don't want to overcook anything. I don't like overcooking my vegetables. I like my vegetables to still have a bit of a crunch to them. I don't want them to be overcooked, but at the same time I don't want them to be undercooked. So it's that fine line between raw and cooked where you still get that crunchiness. So I'm just gonna mix the cabbage with the vegetables, the bell peppers, the onion. I'm just going to mix it all. One thing about cabbage, guys, if you know cabbage, you know that it does retain water. So when you are mixing it and you see that the wok or your pot or your pan is starting to get watery, don't worry about it. That is cabbage. It will give you that natural kind of, you know, sauce, which is absolutely fine. So you do need that, you know, because you don't want it to be completely dry, unless you're going for like a dry recipe. But I'd like a bit of juice, you know. So as you guys can see there, the juice is forming. I say juice, but the sauce is forming. Now I'm gonna add my saltfish. It's not a lot, but this meal serves about 2 people. Like I said, if you are making it for a bigger family, you just have to double the ingredient. Okay, just double it. Double it and use a bigger pot. But now I've added the saltfish, and I'm just gonna mix it now. Just gonna mix it all, blend it all together, so that way everything can marinate well and be infused together. I really love making this recipe. It's so simple, so delicious, and quick and easy, and it's one of the best ways to eat your cabbage and eat all your vegetables with some protein. Absolutely quick and easy, takes no more than half an hour to make. So now I'm adding all-purpose seasoning. I actually love using this seasoning, you know. It gives me like a nice island, you know, flavor. This is actually one of my favorite seasonings to use, and it goes with everything: vegetables, poultry, meat, fish. You can use it for everything, and it just gives you that authentic island, you know, flavor. So I've got my ground coriander that I'm gonna add as well, and the seasoning that you can use is entirely up to you. You use the seasoning that you prefer, because one thing about cooking is, you know, we all use different seasonings because we all come from different parts of the world. So, you know, if you can't find the one that I've used, just use your own. Just use what works for you, what flavor you enjoy having, and make the dish according to your style. And you know, you can always amend it to somebody else's. One thing I actually love about cooking is the fact that we all more or less eat the same food, but we just kind of freestyle it in different ways, and we use different flavors and ingredients to, you know, to come up with special dishes. So again, I've used the universal vegetable seasoning. I love that seasoning as well, because once again, you can use it on almost everything. Okay, I love using it when I'm making my rice, but yes, so this is it. I'm just literally mixing everything. I've put the seasoning in. Now let's not forget the carrots. We're gonna add the carrots, and this is coming last minute because they really don't take long to cook. This will probably get cooked within 2 minutes, because like I said earlier, I still want the carrots to have a crunch to it. I don't want this dish to be very soft. I want it to still be crunchy, still have, you know, like a crunch to it. You know, I want you to be able to bite into the vegetable, bite into the fish. Okay, so this is it. You know, I'm just making sure that everything is together and is mixing well. And yeah, just combining everything. So I really do hope you have enjoyed this recipe. It's quick, it's easy. You know, just make sure that you soak your saltfish, and then you know, pre-cook it just to take the salt out. And then all you do after is just mix all the vegetables, and this is what you have: tasty, delicious saltfish vegetables with shredded carrot. Okay, I really do hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.